Alright, this is part 4, the final video of features I watch every year. This is going to be consisting of some thoughts that I left out from part 3. It will also consist of 5 films that I forgot to mention. So if there was only like one, I would have just left it. But since there's 5 that I left out, I don't know how I did that. I thought I'd slide those back in and talk about those. And maybe have some closing thoughts. Okay, so we'll start with... This is another Decoy. This is not one. I've only seen this one time. So, sorry about that. Alright. So I wanted to... go back to Jason X. Was one from December the 29th, kind of in there. 28th is a good time to watch this, and why. I didn't do a very good job of explaining why this is, why I always watch this in late December, but A. Boulay helped me out with explaining it, and it's actually pretty simple. I was too dumb to think about this, but as you might know, Mr. Voorhees is cryogenically frozen to begin this movie. So frozen, that late December freeze, and then the people from 22, what's the year, 2455, coming into the freezing chamber to get him and put him on the ship. And then the other thing that he pointed out was that space is cold, and it's expansive. In space, kind of, it's a lot like that December 26th to December 30th period in there, where kind of in the same way, it feels like that time to me. Even though when you get older, time seems to go faster, but for some reason that little period in there, December 26th to December 26th to the 30th, always feels like this weird, like, purgatory. Like, it seems like it's locked and frozen in there forever. Like you're just gonna be in there for a while. And I kind of like that feeling. It's kind of good. I like to kind of be in that just held there at the end of the year. In the same way, space has that expansive, eternal, dark type of feel. That end of December, the days are so short, and so there's much more dark time, and this is out in space and dark. So this is the perfect time to watch Jason X. All right, let's get to the movies that I forgot. All right, so we're gonna do these 2 together. So we have 2 more Rich Cristiano short Christian films that I watched. One is called The Crossing from 1994, and it's a quick 31-minute film where this guy here dies, and his ghost meets him, and he shows him a lot of things about what he missed, and it's pretty good. He brings him like a crucifixion scene, and I just really like it. The guy dies of leukemia. And then this one is called Into the Harvest, and it's one of those scare type of things. It's from 1997 or 8, I believe. 1998. I always want to say 97. This is 1998. End of the Harvest. And let's see if I can get a picture here. So both of these films... This one is a little longer. It's 54 minutes, okay? But I watch these 2 every year. And they're not... Well, let me get into the... So the main actor here in both of these is David A.R. White. He's billed as just David White here. There he is. There he is again. And you might remember him from... This was his first ever film, Second Glance, which I also watch every year. So this is a guy who is... You probably don't know who he is, but he's very well known in the Christian film industry. I think he came up with this thing called PureFlix, which is like similar to Netflix, but it's like all Christian movies. He was also in the movie God Is Not Dead from like 2013 or something. So he's kind of like a well-known guy in that industry. This one is delightfully campy, as I pointed out. But these two, Into the Harvest and The Crossing, while there are some camp type scenes and lines, because with any Cristiano film you're gonna have some campy type of dialogue and stuff in there, and a lot of repetitive stuff. But these are actually pretty solid movies just on their own. They actually have a pretty good message in both of them, and I kind of enjoy the message, and it's not diluted by by cheesiness like a lot of his other films. Okay, and there's not meat-headed stuff that clouds it like in The Pretender. So, all right, so these two are not specific really to months of the year. I would say The Crossing is a pretty good spring or fall. It's mostly sunny type of weather in there, and then Into the Harvest. I'd say just about the same. It's you don't really get a feel for what time of year it is, other than they're in college. So pretty much any month besides summer months would be fine. I probably wouldn't do winter months. So probably fall and spring the same for these. All right, so that's 2 down and 3 to go. Okay, and the third one is one that is non-specific to time of year. It can be any month of the year. So this is called NFL Films Follies, Crunchies, Highlights, and Histories. Thankfully, there's not a whole lot of follies in this. You kind of see that, and this might it would turn me away because I'm not a big fan of the NFL Follies videos. It's the only I have one just as a completist kind of thing, just to have it, but I'm not a big fan of the Follies videos. I liked it when I was like 10 years old, but I'd rather get some. And I kind of like the ones they mix in here, so it's fine that it's in there, and it's not a lot, so it's good. This was one of the first NFL films that I got. The other one was the 1987 Redskins team, the strike team that won the Super Bowl with Doug Williams, which I lost on VHS, but it's on YouTube. So it was like those two hand in hand. This one came out like the same year, 1988, and this is just a great. It's my favorite NFL Films video by far. I love that Super Sunday video, but this one, it's kind of like this hodgepodge of just piecing together NFL history going up to 1987 is the last year. And it's just, you could tell, it almost looks like they kind of made it up as they went, and there's a lot of good stuff. It talks about 60s with Lombardi, and then 70s, like Namath, things kind of changing, and there's a lot of meat-headedness stuff in here, like Rocky Bleier talking, and some butt kiss, and there's Doug Williams right there. Just the music is outstanding. The kind of the fuzzy look of the film is good too. But I don't know if you're familiar with Richie Havens, a singer. But he's a fairly well-known guy. Richie Havens. He was like a folk soul R&B singer. I think he was at Woodstock. But he actually did a song for this film called "On the Road to the Super Bowl." It's so campy and so, and it's just awesome. I just love it. It's like. I'm not gonna sing it, but it's just a great song. On the road to the Super Bowl. It's just kind of overdone, like trying to make it sound just over dramatic kind of sound to it. But I just love this thing from start to finish. It's a great, it's the best NFL films that there is. It kind of encapsulates all the NFL films really of this period at least. So this is one I definitely watch every year. This is one that has been accompanied over the years with Evil Eye malt liquor, 10.0% alcohol content, and many Tombstone, Brick Oven Pizzas, Jack's Pizzas. A lot of filth has been consumed while watching this brilliant videos right here. Love it. I can watch it over and over. All right, next one is definitely time specific or month specific. And it's called Julie & Jack. It's from 2003. It's a low budget thing. It's only available on Tubi, as far as I know. It's the only place I've seen it. This is one love at first sight that I when I first watched this. I think 2 years ago. I've watched it 2 consecutive years, and I'm intending on watching it again this year. It's that good. I've put it in the choices for features, but no one's picked it. 2000s, I say 2000s drama. It's really 2000s romance. You can call it sci-fi too, and it's really hard to explain what the heck is going on in this movie. So I'll just read the plot. Successful computer chip salesman Jack Livingston is looking for love. With a suggestion from his best friend, Mark Stevens, he reluctantly subscribes to an internet dating service where he meets Julie Romanoff, a computer software developer. So so they go on these like virtual dates or something, and like she's really dead. So she's like a spirit or something, and there's no. It's just strange. I mean, this thing, and I have to add that it has the riff tracks, the MST3K guys commentating through it, which makes it even that much better. But the computer, him making the sales scenes and the scenes with like the little meetings at work are just incredible. And then like the dates are weird. This guy and his roommate, the scenes there. It's hard to really explain what's going on here. I don't know what if this was released in theaters. I doubt it, but it has these no-name actors. It looks like it's shot on some weird camera, but somehow it includes a cameo by Tippi Hedren from the Birds, and there's like a reference to the Birds, like Tippi Hedren plays her mother, and there's like birds and cages in the house, which is just makes no sense at all, other than just to make a cheap reference. This thing is just hilarious, top to bottom, even without the commentary. But the commentary makes it even better. There's a scene at the end where this guy goes into a black church. It's like kind of almost like a Pentecostal type of thing where they're singing this song about spiritual love, and then this guy gets advice from the pastor about what to do about what's going on. I mean, this thing, I love this movie. It's great. This movie, it definitely looks like springtime. You see the flowers there. They have dates in the little parks and stuff, and there's a lot of trees and flowers and stuff. It's definitely I would call this a May. You definitely want to see this around May. Okay, so I definitely watch it around that time. It could be any spring month, but probably early May is a good time to watch this. Julie & Jack, 2003. So one more. And the last one is called Bad Influence from 1990. VHS here, and this one is a late July watch, and I'll kind of talk about why so the first time I ever saw this movie was as a teenager. So family beach trips were always kind of that last week in July, and this is back when I didn't sleep at all. I just stayed up watching TV and stuff. I think this movie came on some cable channel like USA, doing like their USA Up All Night, and I saw it was going to be on, and I kind of liked Rob Lowe. I was like, this looks like it could be good, and I thought, also there could be some nudity because it was rated R. So that kept me up for it. And it was like midnight. It could have come on at like 1 o'clock. I mean, I would stay up mad hours back then. So I stayed up by myself and watched the whole thing. And I loved it. I really did. It's probably my favorite Rob Lowe film. But there's a scene at the end where Rob Lowe is chasing James Spader down the pier. This takes place in Los Angeles. So he's like chasing him down a pier, and I just remember watching it and thinking like, yeah, there's a pier really close to here, and it kind of looked similar, and it was like, it's like kind of the early days of connecting weather and months to tying it in with film watches and making the experience much better. I love the way this film makes. I've talked about the movie Hot Moves before and how I love from 1984, and I love the way they make great use of the Venice Beach location, whether it's the beach itself, the all the little stores along the strip and everything, kind of things going on at night, all these different the putt putt, the bowling alley place with a pool table, the sidewalks, people like skateboarding and rollerblading. They just do an excellent job with their location, and so does Bad Influence. I love the way they make use, uh, the high sky-rise buildings like that Spader works at, the busy streets, the like I said, the pier, around the where you can see the ocean and stuff, and it's at night. The nightlife is incredible. The way they show that, like the streets of L.A. and they look kind of scary. It's like it's dark, and then they're doing robberies, like knocking off a burger joint and like a liquor store, and speeding all over, and like snorting blow, and going to nightclubs. And going to these really strange avant-garde type of nightclubs and little art galleries and stuff. They just make a great use of just the whole LA scene during this time. And so this one is definitely just a fit into that late July period. And you can tell some of they're a little sweaty and stuff like that. So perfect film to watch during that time of the year. I hope I didn't forget any other movies. I think that's it. If I did forget multiple ones, I'll do another video, but I doubt it. So I was thinking about doing a video of like ones that kind of just missed the cut, but I just feel like there's enough movies on these videos that it would probably be too many anyway, and it's probably just not worth doing. So yeah, just watching. I think that watching films, watching features, it's very important to tie it in with the month that you watch it, how the weather is outside. Sometimes the time of day. Sometimes it's good to watch certain films when it's kind of sunny outside and there's still daylight before it gets dark. If there's a lot of daylight and kind of maybe a hot type of climate in the movie that you're watching. If sometimes it's just about nostalgia, I guess, just memories of childhood, or when you first watched it, the time of year you first watched the film. Very important aspects. I just can't imagine a lot of the movies that I mentioned in these videos. I can't imagine like just watching them randomly without any thought, and like just sort of doing it any time of year, picking one. Usually like to kind of connect it with how the weather is outside. And so again, let me know if you think. Those are just kind of my closing thoughts. Let me know what you think about if any of these movies are ones that you love, or if there's something you're like, I can't believe you watched that terrible, overrated film every single year. How can you do that? Just let me know in the room or the comments section. And this has been Features Peters watches every year. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. So, until next time, happy viewing of Features. Take care.